Everyone. My name is Kristen Husted, and I'm here to deliver another higher wisdom message. And I got this message 3 days in a row. And again, I've been saying lately on my videos that I wait until I get a strong message. And this one, it's about let's stop looking for something outside of ourselves to change us, that the wisdom resides within. And then also these flashes of remembrance, these evolutionary waves that are coming through the land to help assist us in our evolution of our soul to become more of who we truly are, right? To become more enlightened and more conscious of the true nature of reality. Well, these waves of remembrance are also here to assist us. And today's message is talking about the wisdom that is within, is the wisdom to move forward. And it's not going to be something outside of us that actually changes us. It's going to be us consciously being aware of the choices that we make in order to use this evolutionary energy that's here to move us forward. And they keep saying the time is now. Now, I know in the angelic realm, in the spiritual realm, the term now could mean 10,000 years from now or right now, but really because they live in the eternal now. But we live in the eternal now too. And so when we can hear the words, the time is now to walk into the abundant state of who you truly are, then it's truly up to us to shed the beliefs. One more time, this is going to talk about shedding the beliefs and walking into your true I am nature. And so I, again, love this because I think all of us tend to do this. We tend to look outside of ourselves for the wisdom. We look outside of ourselves for the validation of who we are. We look outside to see what society is believing and saying. And these messages are calling us to kind of be mavericks, to say, hey, I want a world of peace and love. So I'm going to choose to be a vessel of peace and love in my life, even despite what's going on in my personal life and in the outside world. That's what these messages are saying. The change starts with us. So I'll go ahead and read this message and we'll break it up. All right. There is a wisdom that is available to all upon the earth. This wisdom is of pure essence and will ring truth through the ears of those who can hear. We are here to tell humanity that the time is now to live in the abundant state you have always dreamed of. The only roadblock that each individual has is their willingness to hear this wisdom. For upon those who seek, they shall find, for the kingdom of heaven is upon you all now. In the days to come, there will be much turbulence, which will release the old and usher in the new. For unto each morning that you arise, you have a choice to choose for yourself the path you wish to walk. Upon the earth right now is much support for humanity to move forward. In the days ahead, each individual will be able to see the truth of reality, but it will be up to each person to receive this truth. For when a flash of remembrance comes, it will bring forth much knowledge. Take these nuggets of wisdom and use them wisely. Be willing to see outside of the strong beliefs you have packed so densely around you, and open up to these great times of change and renewal. For many, this time of awakening is upon them, and they are actively doing their part to progress humanity forward into the age of remembrance, the age of enlightenment. But for some, they will stay steadfast in their old ways, unwilling to see the times that are before them. It will be like a death for those who hold so tightly to their old ways. It will feel scary to allow the freedom of who you truly are to arise within you, because you have been told that you are less than and not enough. For those of you who choose to stay in these beliefs, we say that is okay. But eventually, all of humanity will walk into the age of enlightenment, for no one will be left behind. Each person will have their own path of awakening, and it will take as long as they choose to walk into their true nature. And when we say true nature, you truly would be shocked to know how beautiful and powerful you all are, because you were made in the image of the Creator. Upon awakening to this truth will come a responsibility to love and non-judgment. We will always remind you of this because in the presence of your true, authentic self, love is the only truth. How can a being who was made of the divine's unconditional love be anything but love? What is unconditional? Unconditional is all encompassing, holding no right or wrong, no judgment or hate. For how could the pure essence of love be anything but this? We know this truth is hard to accept for humanity because you want a system of measure. You want to know there is a right way and a wrong way to live so that you can stay safe and protected, hiding behind this false sense of reality in order to become judge and jury of your life and of those around you. I'm going to read that again. You want to know there is a right and a wrong way to live so that you stay safe and protected, hiding behind this false sense of reality in order to become judge and jury of your life and of those around you. We say to this, we understand how real life seems, and that the darkness is uncomfortable and harm from others is unbearable. That is why we say if each person were to step into the truth of who they are, all hate, war, judgment, and harm would cease, bringing forth the age of peace for all to live in harmony. Yes, it seems like a dream, but this dream starts with you. It starts with each person who is willing to stand in the gap and hold the flag of love for all to see. When hard times come and you are scared, seek the wisdom from within. Rest your soul in the truth of who you are and allow the unconditional love that is your birthright to arise within you. Walk away from those who pull you down, but wish upon them peace. Protect your energy by focusing on the pure essence of our Creator, for the divine mind of pure love is the guiding force of all that is before you. Love is truly the answer because it is the very essence of who you are, the very building blocks of your cells, the very nature of the truth about reality. Anything outside of this is a man-made construct, and that is the very reality we are trying to assist you out of. Walk away from the perceived things in the world that can harm you and walk into the truth that you are an eternal being capable of so much abundance and love that can only be accessed through this narrow path of belief. It is up to each person to choose to love in their abundant state, despite what the outside world is projecting. For when each person claims their birthright, it will start a wave of awakening that will help guide all of humanity back home. It will be the light upon the hill for all to see. Now we leave you with this. The abundant state of reality is all around you. The beauty of who God made you is within. And when you can see this, step into it and allow it to transform you. It might take some time, but the rewards will help change you and all those around you. For love is truly the highest form of life, the energy of our Creator, Sophia. And before we disconnect from this message, let's go back because, gosh, again, just beautiful nuggets. And if we really want to do the work to transform, let's hear these words. Let's set the intention that something in this message will spark you to make a change or to hold on to the truth of who you are or to forgive someone who has wronged you or whatever this message is speaking to you. Just maybe set the intention right now that to hear these words of truth so that you can come one more step closer into your true I am nature, your true divine spark of who you are. So they talk about, again, there's this wisdom upon the land, and this wisdom is a pure essence, and it will ring the truth through the ears of those who can hear. So not everyone is going to hear this wisdom that is upon the Lamb, this new wisdom of the freedom of who they are. They want to stay in the lack of not enough, guilt, shame, fear-based reality. And so they're saying here, it will ring in the ears of those who can hear. And then they come on to say, we're here to tell humanity it is time to live in the abundant state you've always dreamed of. And they say the only roadblock is going to be you and your willingness to hear this wisdom. Again, they're talking about this wisdom, this new wisdom that is upon the land, that is saying, hey, it's time to walk into your abundant state. And only you can choose that. And then again, they say, for the kingdom of heaven is upon you all now. And again, they're going to talk about the days of turbulence that are come. Again, if we're ever going to have newness, we need to let go of the old. So there will be much change of release through this turbulence and to usher in the new. But upon each morning, what they're saying is arise and call within you the choice of the path that you want to walk. Because upon the earth right now, there's much support for humanity to move forward. So we need to do the work. Again, they've been saying this all along, that we need to do it. We need to take up our peace and our love within us and walk forward. But there is support to help us. So remember, always reach out. Ask God, your angels, ask for support and help, and allow this evolutionary change to take hold in your life. In the days ahead, each individual will be able to see the truth of reality. But again, they talk about it'll be up to each person to receive this truth. In a couple messages ago, they talked about having discernment to move you through this time, being conscious of what is going on. I just went on vacation. We had a wonderful time. I just stayed in the moment, and I was very conscious of the peace that I was calling forth as I was on vacation. And that was a conscious choice. I could have, worried about the traffic or wondered, how everyone was going to get along or anything like that. But we need to do the choice. We need to make the choice to stay in the place of peace. So when these flashes of remembrance come, it will bring forth much knowledge. Okay, so we're getting these flashes, these evolutionary waves of awakening are coming, but we need to take these nuggets of wisdom and use them wisely. And they even say, be willing to see outside the constructs of reality that you have packed so tightly around you. And because we all do this, we build a world to keep us safe, or we build a world because that's all we've known is like, this is who I am, and these are my beliefs, and anything outside of the beliefs, anybody outside of my beliefs, well, they're wrong. And they're asking us to take these wisdoms nuggets that we're getting, because remember, we're in these flashes of evolutionary waves that are coming to help awaken us. We need to use them wisely to see outside the constructs that we pack so densely around us. And then they go on to say, for these are great times of change and renewal. And for many, this time of awakening, they are using these nuggets and they're doing their part actively. And I thought that was cute that they said there are many people who are really like walking the talk now. They're not just like gathering information and then forgetting about it, or storing it, or talking it and not doing it. This is the time. This message is talking about it is time to put boots on the ground, right? They said that in last week's message. It's not a dress rehearsal anymore. It's boots on the ground, time to walk into love and peace, not thinking of it a pie in the sky kind of, oh, isn't that nice? That would be so nice to not have the hate and fear. No, the time is now to walk into that. And they're saying, hey, take your time, to as much time as you need to, but there's energy to support you. So they even go to say it'll be like a death for some. It'll feel like a death for some people to let go of their beliefs because they hold so tightly to their old ways. But they said, if you truly realized who you are, the true nature of who you are, you would be shocked at how beautiful and powerful you are, because you are made in the image of the Creator. So it'll be up to each person to walk their own path of awakening. And upon awakening each morning, they say, choose the path that you want to take, choose the path of love, set your intentions, be conscious as we go through this. Remember, in several of the messages, they say, make a decision, be conscious, choose with your intentions to love, and non-judgment, and try your best to keep walking and allow for this transformation to take hold of you. And it's going to take as much time as it needs to. So then they come back to say, how can a being who is made of the unconditional love of our divine creator be anything but love? So how can we be anything but love? And then they said, what is unconditional? Unconditional is all encompassing, holding no right or wrong, no judgment, no hate. How could the pure essence of love be anything else but this? So if we really truly think of this infinite intelligence, this divine mind of our God source creator, of who God is unconditional love, how can that creator be anything but love? And unconditional is all encompassing, holding no right or wrong, no judgment. Okay. I know that they say later, well, here, I'll just go ahead and read it. They say, we know this truth is hard to accept for humanity because you want a system of measure. You want to know there's a right and wrong way to live so that you stay safe and protected, hiding behind this false sense of reality. And then they said you become judge and jury of your own life. So you shame yourself and you shame all those around you. And they're saying, we understand how real this life is and that the darkness is uncomfortable and harm from others is unbearable. But they want to remind us, if each person stepped into the truth of who they truly are, all hate, war, judgment, and harm would cease to exist. And it would bring forth the age of peace. So that's what we're looking for here. And if it doesn't start with you and me and those around us, then it's not going to happen, because nothing happens to us. We are in a conscious creation. Our thoughts, words, deeds, and actions create a reality because we've been given free will. So if we've been given free will and we have chosen to walk through this evolutionary shift to come into higher consciousness, then it has to start with each individual. It has to start with each person saying, hey, I'm going to put boots on the ground now. I'm going to forgive. I'm going to love. I'm going to dream. So they said in this next paragraph, yes, it seems like a dream, but this dream starts with you. It starts with each person who is willing to stand in the gap and hold the flag of love for all to see. And so then they say, when hard times come and you're scared, seek the wisdom from within and allow the unconditional love that is your birthright to rise within you. So that will help you to walk away from the people who pull you down, but also send them peace, is what this message says. Protect your energy by focusing on the pure essence of our creator, and the divine mind will guide you throughout life. So calming your monkey mind, thinking about love, saying a mantra in your head, singing something beautiful, humming, some way to keep your mind from creating more disharmony is a great place to start. Stay in the pure essence of the now moment, and you will see great leaps and great changes in your life. So again, they say love is truly the answer because the very essence of who you are, the very building blocks of your cells. Now, and then it says, and the very nature of our reality. Okay. The very building blocks of your cells is love. And so just because of the work I do, I work energetically and a body worker and Reiki, helping people guide them in their healing. I can see when they talk to their bodies in disharmony, when they are sending hateful messages to their body, the cells will get misaligned and they will start creating dis-ease. Okay, so it really is very powerful to talk love to your body. It's very powerful to talk love to others. It's very powerful to think about love, because this is the greatest energy. That is what we are made of. Anything outside of this pure love is a man-made construct. And that is the very reality they're trying to help us out of, this reality of lack of, not enough, fear, hate. They're trying to walk us out of this reality. So they say, walk away from the perceived things in the world that can harm you and walk into the truth that you are an eternal being capable of so much abundance and love that can only be accessed through this narrow path of belief. It's easier to be angry. It's easier to hate. It's easier to judge, right? We think. This narrow path of love and non-judgment, that is the path that brings in our divine gifts. That is the path that you will find your gifts of the spirit come when you are in non-judgment and love. It is a very narrow path. It is up to, and then they go on to say, it's up to each person to choose to love in their abundant state, despite what is going on in the outside world. Okay, it is your choice to choose. For when each person claims their birthright, it will start a wave of awakening that will help guide all of humanity back home. It'll be like a light upon the hill, they said. Now we leave you with this. The abundant state of reality is all around you. So there's reality, abundance all around you. And it was interesting the other day in my, that wake sleep time, I had a dream of walking into my house and someone walked in and said, "You have nothing in here. There's nothing on the walls. There's nothing, there's no furniture to sit on." And I was like, but I was seeing it from the abundance state. And I was like, well, look, there's beautiful pictures on the wall. There's a couch to sit on. And I was like, oh, they're seeing in a place of lack. So that's what they're saying here. The abundant state of reality is all around you. It is up to us to choose to see it. And now they go on to say the beauty of who God made you is within. And when you can see this, step into it and allow it to transform you. You are all beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls because you are all made in the image of the divine. And if there's any story that you're telling yourself of lack of, not enough, if there's any shame that you're carrying, if there's any guilt, it's really time to let all that go and walk into the state of who you are, because the highest form of life is love. And love is the energy of our creator. So I'm going to go ahead and close this message off. Okay, so that was the beautiful message today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it encourages you to take these wisdom nuggets that you're getting, these waves of enlightenment that are coming through the land now, right? These evolutionary waves of energy that are coming also from the earth. Take these nuggets when those aha moments come and those awakening moments come and those wisdom times come. Use them wisely, is what this message says, and use them to walk into the abundant state of who you are. Take one thing from this message today and maybe apply it to your life and see how your life starts to transform, and see how they even said in this message, and we can all agree this does feel scary. When we leave an old belief behind, it can feel like a death. But I've heard a lot of my clients say this, and even some of my friends, that's like they're getting to the point where they're willing to face the things they fear the most in order to be set free. So walk into the abundant state that is all around you. And I hope this message encourages you. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.